Welcome, guys! Today, we will be recapping a Chinese movie made in 2009. This movie is based on a true story. Many children don't go to school because of financial struggles, but most people do not send their kids to school as they do not have the right transportation methods to go to school. This is a problem that is described in this movie. A 7-year-old boy who desires to study in the same school as his sister, so he would swing by an overhead cable to cross a river and secretly follow his sister to school. However, a turn of events leaves him traumatized for the rest of his life. The film opens with a young girl named Naxiang, who lives in a small village in southern China. A wide river separates this village from all the valleys around it, so the people of this village use an overhead cable to cross the river. Naxiang also uses the same cable to go to school every day. Back at Naxiang's home, her mother boils eggs for their sick grandmother. The grandmother insists on giving one of the eggs to Naxiang's brother, Wawa. The mother asks Wawa to come down from the rooftop, but instead, he lowers a wooden hook and pulls up the egg basket onto the roof. Shortly after eating, he hears his mom crying, so he rushes downstairs and finds out his grandmother has fainted. The mother runs towards the zip line to cross the river stream and consult a doctor, as their village is very small and doesn't have any doctors. When she is about to tie the rope to cross the cable, she gets scared and doesn't cross the river, and she doesn't let Wawa cross the river either. Luckily, Naxiang returns from school early, so they send her back. She heads to the doctor's clinic and brings him to the village against his wish. Although he's afraid of crossing the river via the cable, he makes it to the other end to help their sick grandma. He checks the grandmother and tells them that she had a minor stroke. Wawa and Naxiang then ask the doctor to check their dog who fell from the roof and broke his leg. The doctor treats him too, and then decides to take the long path home because he's too afraid of the cable. The scene shifts to Naxiang doing her school homework. She has trouble solving a mathematical sum, but Wawa helps her solve it by using corn to count. Their mother arrives and asks Naxiang to hand over the rope that she used to tie herself to the cable. The mother fears Wawa might use it in her absence to cross the river. Little Wawa protests about this, so she starts scolding him. Wawa expresses his desire to start school too, but the mother leaves the decision to their father, who works in the city to support them. Naxiang stands in front of him and cools down her mother, which prompts Wawa to apologize too. Soon, Wawa remembers the aiwan egg he kept for Naxiang. He takes her to the roof, where they play together and share a single egg. Seeing Naxiang's pinwheel that she made in school, Wawa's urge to start school intensifies. Naxiang promises to take him to school once her school fulfills its promise of building a bridge over the river so the kids can walk to school safely. Wawa doesn't know what a bridge is, so his sister shows him the picture of a bridge from her textbook. Later that night, Naxiang cleans Wawa's dirty feet and asks for some money from her mother to buy salt for the house. When they go to sleep, Wawa wakes up Naxiang and promises her a new pinwheel if she doesn't tell their mother about his secret river crossing. She promises him and sends him back to sleep. The next day, Wawa walks Naxiang to the cable, where some government officials are taking a survey of the area before building a bridge. Naxiang and Wawa know the man from the government, so they stop to catch up with him. That day, Wawa returns home and helps his mother pack before work, revealing that she works in the Aisagim fields. Before leaving, she asks Wawa to take care of his grandmother. Wawa puts his grandmother's food on the side table and heads to the roof. He gets a stick and puts his sweater on it to make it look like he is home. He takes a hook and rope and slides down the cable. When he gets to the other side, he goes to the school and sees all the kids in their classrooms. He is looking through a window outside the classroom when the headmaster came with a new teacher from the city. The new teacher spots Wawa and asks why he isn't in class. Wawa doesn't go to school, so he runs away. The new teacher is excited to teach, so she visits one of the classrooms, and she notices that the children are not wearing proper shoes, and she asks the headmaster about this. And he says that the children are poor and can't afford such luxuries. On the other hand, Wawa goes back and sees his mother at home, so he quietly sneaks through the back and puts on his sweater. Naxiang arrives from school too, so they both walk home together. The next day, Wawa crossed the river again and saw Naxiang's class reading a poem. At home, Naxiang sings this poem to her mother, and so does Wawa, so Naxiang became suspicious of him. The next day, we see the new teacher talking about her concerns for the children who cross the dangerous zip line every day. The headmaster tells her that they want to build a bridge, but they are short on funds. She said she would ask her city friends to donate. Later that day, the teacher takes foot measurement of all the children to get them proper shoes. During this, she gets to know Naxiang and asks her to take her to the village later. When the teacher was going to cross the river, she froze for a moment, but her desire to help the villagers keeps her going. She sadly gets stuck in the middle of the zip line as she brakes too early, so Naxiang comes to the rescue and gives her a push from behind and helps her get to the other side. Wawa is watching all this from home. He goes hiding as he is worried that the teacher is here to complain about him. Wawa watches the teacher and his sister go inside. Behind Wawa comes the villager from earlier, and the villager takes him inside the house. Wawa hugs his mother and does not show the teacher his face. Wawa's mother forced him to turn around and greet the teacher. When he turns around, the teacher recognizes him and even points out that she saw Wawa at school. Hearing this, his mother got very angry and started yelling at Wawa and even hitting him. Wawa says that he really wants to go to school with the other kids, and the teacher supports him in this. But it is now revealed that Wawa's mother fell off the cable into the river 3 years ago and is still traumatized to this day. And the mother, Mo, forbids Wawa to ever go near the river. The teacher tries to reassure the mother that she is trying to get the funds to build a bridge. Before leaving, the teacher leaves her a pair of red boots for Naxiang. Wawa negotiates a deal with his mother that he will stay away from the cable if she gives him the red boots. His mother refuses, but Naxiang says that he can have them as she knows that he really likes them. Later that night, Wawa couldn't stop playing with the red boots and even went to sleep while hugging the boots. The next morning, Wawa changed his mind about the boots and gave them back to Naxiang as he saw all the other kids wearing their new boots. Wawa quickly stopped his sister and cleaned her feet and put the shoes on her feet. She is now happier than ever. After school, Naxiang takes off her shoes and holds them. The teacher notices this and asks why she wasn't wearing her shoes. Naxiang said that she is sharing them with her brother and she wants to keep them clean for him. Later, Naxiang goes to the shop to buy salt, and she sees a pair of shoes and wants to buy them for her brother. But she doesn't have enough money, but the teacher sees this and buys the shoes for her. Naxiang thanks the teacher and returns to the cable to go home to give her brother the shoes. But fate has something else planned for her. When Naxiang reaches the middle of the cable, one of the shoes she had bought for Wawa falls into the river. Trying to catch the shoe, she loses her balance and falls into the river and drowns. Wawa notices that the teacher and some villagers were running into the house. He comes down to see what's going on. When he comes down, he sees the teacher crying and gives her an egg and says that it's for Naxiang. But then Wawa sees only one red boot and a tote bag, and he realizes that his sister had drowned and died. Wawa runs to the river, hoping to see his sister again. After Naxiang's death, her mother becomes traumatized too. When her husband finally arrives, she breaks down in tears. The husband came with lots of toys for his kids, but this news devastates him, and he blames himself for his daughter's death. Many days had passed now, and Wawa has still not said a word, as he had an unbreakable bond with his sister and her. Death had left him traumatized. The teacher pays a visit to the village again. She goes to talk to the grandma, and the grandma asks her how Naxiang is doing in school, as the mother did not tell her, because she is already sick and bedridden. The teacher then asks to talk to Wawa, as she had brought a bag for him because she wanted him to come to school soon. His father was very grateful and said that he would be with Wawa on the cable to drop him off, but his mother, still traumatized by her daughter's death, sad that if anyone went near the cable, she would jump into the river. The teacher notices that Wawa has stopped talking after his sister's death, so she goes home and called a therapist. The teacher approaches the mother the next day and says that Wawa is silently suffering and that you will lose him too if you leave him in his misery. The teacher suggests that Wawa goes to school for a change of environment. The next day, Wawa is about to go on the cable to cross the river, but he sees his sister's other red boot and finally breaks his silence and says that he will not cross the cable. After this, the teacher offers to teach Wawa at home 2 times a week. Wawa's parents agree, and slowly Wawa develops a deep connection with the teacher. After 6 months, the bridge is finally built over the river. Wawa is wearing Naxiang's red boots. On his way to school, he stops in the middle of the bridge to play with his sister's pinwheel, hoping to see her again someday. The film ends here. Thank you for watching. If you liked our recap, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave your feedback and suggestions in the comments.